This is Writers on Hold.
Dead Grass follows conflicted and curious young poet Tia as she uncovers her family ties with the Nigerian Civil War and the reasons behind her neglected heritage.
Nettie spreads all of her sister's poetry and photographs onto the table. Gina, look at your poems, huh? Stop hiding them from Tia. She wants your help for this BBC work, and she knows not a thing about any of this. The Grand will not swallow her up for just wanting to know about herself. Gina looks at the poems and the photographs and finally decides to pick one up. It's a picture of their older brother, Essien. She turns it around and sees a poem she wrote at the back of it. Brother's broad smiles infected our cheeks, but his eyes were translucent and weary. His singing diffuses, disguising the war, and laughter grew into a shield. As though we were not at the mouth of the beast, nor naked to the pour of metallic rain. Nettie, I remember everything we were wearing, everything we were holding, every sight, smell, every Gina, right down to the speck of dust at the back of Essien's nappy head. They laugh with each other, and the lights begin to dim as Gina carries on reading her poetry. Suddenly, a memory unfolds around them. The memories of their older brother Essien. He rides on a bike with a wagon attached to it. Nettie and Gina look at Essien and begin to walk around this memory. They come closer to him and even see themselves as kids with him. They are small, asleep in the wagon, and holding on to their belongings. The lights become brighter now as this memory solidifies. Older Gina and Nettie continue to watch this past unfold around them. It opens up into the dusty streets of the town Ogu, Nigeria. We're in 1967. They see little Gina wake up in the wagon and begin to tug relentlessly at Essien's shirt. And we are now completely immersed in the sisters' past. They carry on watching little Gina tugging. Essien, you've been riding for hours. But Regina, you will ride us into the bush. Let me continue now. You know, we should get rid of all of this your wahala that you and Nettie are holding. We should just get rid of all your stuff. Oh yeah, we'll make things lighter. Then we can catch up with these people, huh? Faster. Hey, Ame, Essien, bong me. They laugh with each other, but are careful not to wake up little Nettie, who is still asleep in the wagon, until two very loud women ride past holding their own belongings. Hey, Katie, make it, Demi, sister. It is Essien. Oh, Regina, little Nettie there, you see. Oh, what is this, huh? What is this? Remember Bong's kids. These are remember Bong's kids. Idem for? Yo. The small Nidomi, Nidomi. Hey, do you remember? You would see their father look after these Nidomi like little egg. And this, his son, Essien, was to follow in his father's footsteps. Now, Wada, look at them. Refugees in their own country. Hey. God will bless these Nidomi, you will see. Hikaiti. I hope their father is still alive. Shh, so tempo, compenoir. But do you know what they do to Biafran militant when they are caught? Huh? I heard it from Uncle Peter. Tie you up on still fan, round and round, and what sort of a... Essien stops peddling. He waits for the women to pass. When he sees them talking to other refugees, he finally turns around to console his sisters. Nettie, Regina, do not listen to what anyone has to say about Daddy, huh? Father is fine. He is fine and safe and well. You will be looking for us, You understand? Please, make sure I have tied up our stuff well, not like before, huh? They try to smile, but just before Essien is about to ride again, a sudden outbreak of gunfire shatters the scene. Cars begin whizzing past, screams are heard, and everyone begins pushing past the three kids. Essien, young Gina, and young Nettie flee into the bush. But young Nettie runs back to the wagon. She grabs her father's belongings and lights black out. When they come back up again, she's gone. Gina screams after Nettie, but Essien pulls her into the bush, and the memory slowly fades out, with the sound of young Gina's screams being the last thing we hear. We are now back with the sisters in present time, and Nettie is looking full of guilt. I had to run back. I could not just leave Daddy's belongings. It felt like we were leaving Daddy. When would we be seeing him again, huh? Oh. And what about me and Essien? Gina looks down at her poem and wants to speak to Tia, but screws up her work instead, chucks it into the bin, and exits. Nettie takes the work back out of the bin, uncrumples it, and puts it into Tia's bag.
Dead Grass is written and performed by Janet Etuk and is part of the Coconut series. For more information, click the link in the description.